The main goal of running a paperless, web-based tournament system is to be able to eliminate human error and help speed along and simplify the entire tournament. As a side effect, it also gives us the ability to pull out lots of interesting statistics after the fact, such as how many divisions did a particular judge work, how many events did each competitor participate in, and exactly how long did that kid have to wait in the staging area before they started his division. The system is under active development, so the appearance of pages may change over time. The menu option to create judge logins is only available to admin-level users. Before you can work in the ring as a judge, referee, or scorekeeper, you must create a user login for the tourney system. People working in the staging and podium areas should create logins as well. The only event staff that don't need to worry about creating logins are timekeepers. Preferably, you should create your login when you first arrive at the tournament and check in, or perhaps during the black belt meeting. This information is not carried over from one event to the next, so you will have to do this at the beginning of each tournament. Once you have a user login created, you can access the website via any device that has web access. Your own phone, tablet, or computer will all be able to access this site. The only catch is if the tournament site does not have Wi-Fi available. In that case, whatever device you're using will have to connect to a private Wi-Fi router that has been brought to the site especially for this purpose. Make sure to use a login and password that you will remember. Do not consider this website or the shared tablets to be secure, so just use a throwaway password. If you forget your password, you'll have to have it reset by a user with admin access. The school list is created from the schools of pre-registered competitors. It's possible that the school name may not appear in the school selection list. If this happens, you'll have to have a user with admin access add it for you. Don't forget to hit the save button. You don't want to be the person we all think of when discussing user error. Each tournament will have its own event ID. Enter the ID, your initials, and your password. Now that you're logged in, let's take a look around. Depending on the size and orientation of the device you're using, the menu may always be visible or it may be hiding. If you don't see the menu, click on the burger icon in the upper left corner. It's not uncommon to have a competitor or parent of a competitor come to you and ask what division they're supposed to be in or if their division has already started. You can look this up under the menu option, Look Up Student. Here you can see if the student has checked in at the front desk. Make sure to chase them back to the desk if they are showing as checked in no. You can also see on this page each of the divisions that the competitor is registered for and what state those divisions are in. The tourney stats page shows some general information on the tournament. The top section will give you information on how many trophies are needed and the age ranges of the competitors. The middle section shows you the tournament progress by division. The bottom section shows you what each of the registered ring staff have been doing. Now it's time to put the system to work. Go to the menu and select Stage Division, then select the event type. If no divisions for a particular event are ready to be staged, then that event will be grayed out. Throughout the system, you may notice the letters MNBP next to a competitor's name. This stands for May Not Be Present. All this means is that the competitor has not checked in at the front desk. Unfortunately, it can't be definitively relied upon to determine if a person is actually at the tournament or not, as sometimes people get in the door without checking in at the front desk. Once you're sure that all the competitors for a division are present, you can hit the Stage This Division button. At this point, you can give the group their division number and send them out to a ring. Until you stage the division, the rings will not be able to run them. If you accidentally stage a group when you shouldn't have, you can also unstage it, just so long as it's not already out in the ring and running. Sometimes a competitor will inform you that they have decided not to compete. Other times, the competitor simply is not present. When this happens, it's best to inform the bracketing area so that person can be pulled out and the division re-bracketed. This is particularly important for elimination events such as sparring, as it can wreak havoc with the buys. As a scorekeeper, you will be waiting for a division to come to your ring with their division number. Select Run Division from the menu, select the event type, and then the division number. You should do a quick roll call of the competitors to make sure they are all present. Select the names of the referee, scorekeeper, and judges. Timekeepers, if you have one for this event, just have a text input field for their name. If you put a ring designator in, it might be a number or name, the system will remember your selections for the next division you run. As the referee calls off the scores and you enter them, the cursor will automatically advance to the next cell for you. After entering all the scores for a competitor, hit the Save button. The system will calculate the scores and even tell you the current trophy placements. Once you hit the save button for the very last competitor, everything on the page becomes locked. When you start your next division, you'll see all the judges, referee, and scorekeeper names in yellow. This is just a reminder to you that the system is guessing at who is working the ring, and you should double check that the ring staff hasn't changed. As soon as you hit the save button, the yellow highlighting will turn off. The scoring system is designed to run with either 3 or 5 judges for scored events. Notice that the scored fields for judges 4 and 5 are grayed out right now. That's because the system depends on you selecting the names of the judges 4 and 5 to decide what kind of logic it needs to use. In the case of a 3-judge ring, all 3 scores will be used. In the case of a 5-judge ring, the highest and lowest scores will be thrown out and the remaining 3 scores used. If there is a tie, and there are 5 judges, then the high and low scores are added back in to break the tie. If the score is still tied, or if the ring just has 3 judges, then you will see an input field open up in the last column, allowing you to make a judge's vote. The system will take care of all that for you. The only thing you need to worry about is getting the scores into the system correctly. If there are only 2 competitors in the division, the referee may choose to declare the winner with a show of hands rather than scoring them. To do this, just give each of the competitors a score of 1 from each of the judges and save the scores. After that, the tie votes cell will appear, allowing you to enter the judges' votes. After announcing the winners in the ring, give the division number back to the group and send them over to the podium for trophies and pictures. One of the best things about the tourney system is that it will eliminate common bracketing errors that happen in elimination events, such as advancing the wrong person or how buys affect a 3-person division. As a scorekeeper, you will be waiting for a division to come to your ring with their division number. Select Run Division from the menu, select the event type, and then the division number. You should do a quick roll call of the competitors to make sure they are all present. If someone is missing, it may be necessary to send the group back to staging so it can be re-bracketed. The first page you will see is the bracket, showing who will fight against who. The referee can choose to run any match that has a Run Match button. Depending on the number of competitors, and whether or not this is a single or double elimination event, you may see part of the bracket contained in a gray box. This is the loser's bracket. Everyone in that portion of the bracket has lost 1 match. After clicking the Run Match button, you will be taken to the match screen. On this page, you will need to select the referee, scorekeeper, and judges. Timekeepers just have an input field for their name. If you put in a ring designator, it might be a number or a name, the system will remember your selections for the next match you run. It is imperative that you do not confuse which competitor is which. Again, you don't want to be the one we think of when we talk about user error. By default, the competitor from the top bracket will be assigned one color. The competitor from the bottom will be assigned another. If the center referee wants to change those colors, just select the color from the drop-down lists. You can also switch which side each competitor's name appears on the screen so that it matches their position on the floor in front of you. As the match progresses and points are scored, just hit the appropriate point button for the color that the judge specifies. If you make a mistake and hit the wrong button, you can undo the mistake by pressing the Negate Last Score button. Note that this will only undo the very last score, including even undoing itself. Points are assigned to the competitor, not the color, so switching colors or sides in the middle of a match will not switch the points. If it is discovered that you have been awarding points to the wrong competitor, the only fix for this is to alert the center referee, pause time, then award points to the losing competitor until they have the same lead that they were losing by. For example, if the score was 5-2 when you notice the mistake, then award the second competitor 6 points, bringing the score to 5-8. There is no facility for negative points, so penalties need to be scored as positive points for the person that did not commit the penalty. The system does not include a timer nor any logic to tell you when the match is over. It does, however, clearly show you what the score is as well as the spread. It is up to the center referee to determine when the match has ended. Once the referee declares the match ended, you can press the Finished button. On the next page, you will select the winner. Sometimes the winner may not be the person with the most points. In that case, you must provide a specific reason for the override. For instance, maybe the other competitor was disqualified for excessive contact. After hitting the winner button, you will be taken back to the brackets page where you can select the next match. If the center referee wants to alternate matches between 2 different divisions, you will find divisions that have already started sorted to the bottom of the selection list. When you start the next match, you will see the judges, referee, and scorekeeper names in yellow. This is just a reminder to you that the system is guessing at who is working the ring, and you should double check that the ring staff hasn't changed. Most of the single elimination bracketing is straightforward with the exception of a 3-competitor division. If the person that wins first place did not have a bye, the software will switch to a modified double elimination bracket, adding one more fight to the division. When this happens, you will see it mentioned on the bracket page. A similar thing can happen on double elimination brackets as well. After announcing the winner in the ring, give the division number back to the group and send them to the podium for trophies and pictures. When competitors come to you for trophies and pictures on the podium, select Results from the menu, then select the event and the division. Divisions will be sorted into running and finished groups. By the time the division comes to you, they should be sorted into the finished group. When you select a division, you will see the same display that the scorekeepers did, and near the top will be their places.